We want to be noticed and we want to be accepted. We all like compliments. Having someone notice us when most people are preoccupied with themselves is flattering in and of itself. You know, accepting and reinforcing someone's persona is an incredibly powerful method to get them to like you. And psychopaths will do it in a very charming and disarming manner. They are experts in this mind control trick. Mhm. The second message: I am just like you. Based on what the psychopaths know about you, from what you said, but more importantly, from his assessment of you, the psychopath began to share details about his own life. It seems like he's letting down his guard. However, frequently it's just lies. Okay? Because the things he share with you are issues that are important to you. This begins to strengthen the bond. That's very important. You know, when you see people sharing stuff with you, I'm just want to share this with you. Really, they just trying to gain your trust. But let's move on to this third message here. Your secrets are safe with me. Because they are sharing intimate details with you, which are lies, it's easy for you to let down your guard and to begin to talk about yourself. After all, you feel that you're in the company of someone who actually understands you, who understands you at a deeper level than most people do. You trust that person. You trust that this person is different. And you get further sucked in by this mind control trick. They playing these mind games with you. The psychopath is fulfilling another one of our basic psychophysical needs: safety and security. All right. And now, for this final message, I am the perfect friend, partner, companion, lover, etc. for you. So you think you found somebody who really understands you and accepts you for who you are, warts and all, right? The more information you give the psychopath, the more the persona he projects seems to be a good match for you. He builds a strong reputation of him in your mind, perhaps with similar weaknesses, perhaps with abilities that you would like to have. The relationship is different and special in many ways. The psychopath has done his work to get to this point, and now your fate is linked to his psychopathic bond. As mentioned, this can occur in one-on-one relationships with a psychopath or narcissist, or in group settings. Is this normal? Is this normal behavior? I mean, why are these considered basic mind control techniques? Don't these things occur between husband and wife, for example? Of course they do. The difference is that the psychopath relationship is not real. The persona of the psychopath is manufactured. As far as the psychopath is concerned, there's no such relationship. And sometimes you might watch like those judge shows, like what was that? Judge Judy and what's his name? God, I can't think of his name now. But the judge who was from Detroit, now he's in Chicago. I can't even think of the brother's name. But anyway, sometimes you'll see litigants and the lady is trying to sue the man for some money, and And she's saying, yeah, we were in a relationship and I gave him some money, but he said he was going to give it back. And then the brother said, we weren't in a relationship. See, he was dealing with her from a psychopathic standpoint. He was just using her, which is what psychopaths do. They're not for real. You think you're in a relationship, but they don't. The relationship is not real. The persona of the psychopath, again, is manufactured. As far as the psychopath is concerned, there is no such relationship. He simply manufactured it to manipulate you. He has told whatever lies necessary to convince you of one thing while he is organizing something else. They lead double lives. You know, they with you and then you don't see them. They lead in double lives. They're doing something else. That means there was no informed choice on your part. See, that's the difference in like a man and woman that's truly in a true bonded relationship. See, you have a choice with them, but in a psychopath, you have no choice. The psychopath choose you deliberately because of the benefits to him or her. You have no idea what's actually happening. The psychopathic relationship won't last. They don't last in two ways. As soon as you're hooked, the psychopath changes and does only the bare minimum to maintain the relationship. All the initial supposed care that you thought was, attention and love may disappear. For example, if a psychopath builds such a relationship with a man, then marries him, her behavior towards him can change dramatically to manipulative and abusive. The second manner in which it does not last, when the psychopath has no further use of the person and discards them. Literally, the person is left bewildered, not understanding what happened, and even wanting the psychopath back. It's all about power. These relationships have a power imbalance, with the power obviously being with the psychopath. This is the objective of this mind control trick: to win and to keep the power and control over others. The power imbalance means that there is no informed consent in sexual relationships where one party is under mind control. This means it is legally sexual aggression or sexual abuse. Most people like to think that there is some good in everybody. Remember how we form first impressions based on our belief and values? Most people expect others to be good, respectful, and honest in their relationships, and this is what they look for in others. One of the reasons socialized psychopaths are so successful is that the normal person don't believe that such evil exists. Evil is a common word in the description of psychopaths because it is not simply a matter of taking advantage of other people. These are social predators hunting for victims. Like reptiles, they have no conscience. They are quite happy to use this mind control trick to abuse people psychologically, emotionally, sexually, physically, and financially, all without guilt or remorse or the slightest consideration for their victims. Beware. If you feel you are in a relationship that is almost perfect and it has happened very fast, use this as a signal that you need to stop and reevaluate what's happening. This is an opportunity to stop mind control before you are badly affected. Okay, now that we have examined this basic mind control trick, you also might want to look at some other tactics that are used to manipulate others or you. Let us spend a moment here and try to go into this a little more. I hope you're enjoying this, because if you are in a relationship with someone and you notice things, have changed, you notice that you're being abused, you might be subjected, you might have been subjected to some mind control. You might be in the company of a psychopath, is what I'm trying to say. Remember now, they have no conscience. They do not care about you. You can give your heart because you're a good person and you expect good from folk, but they don't care. My pastor was just teaching on how you can come to a point to where you realize that you're in a relationship that you need to let go. As hard as it may seem, you might have to let go of that person. Oh, I might win their heart. That's what they count on. They count on you to hope that you can win their heart. You're releasing faith in a situation that has no good outcome. This might be hard for you to accept, but you might have to do that. It's in your best interest. Okay, but let's look at some more. Look at this some more. The original brainwashing techniques described by Robert Lifton were done to prisoners by obvious enemies. Today, mind control is used on its victims by supposed friends to manipulate, abuse, and dominate. Would you recognize if a friend or a teacher or a coach was controlling your every move? If you said yes, how exactly would you know? Most people would not. That's why cults are thriving. Both brainwashing techniques and mind control methods are used to change people's beliefs and attitude so that they make the decision and do the things the manipulator desires. They are used in totalitarian states, with prisoners and destructive cults and abusive relationships, and some would argue that they are used in the media for advertising and used by governments to control the people. The end result is a person or persons with different beliefs and values who typically believe very strongly in some ideas to the point that they want to convert others to their ideology. In fact, the person may be so different from before, they may have changed so much that they are said to have a pseudo-personality. Frequently, the family and friends of cult members say they don't recognize them anymore. 1950s brainwashing. The term brainwashing was first used by Edward Hunter in the 1950s after studying American soldiers who were prisoners of the Chinese. When the prisoners were released, many of them were denouncing Western ideas and had converted to communism. This caused a big scare because it was thought that the Chinese had finally found a way to control other people's mind. Subsequent studies reveal that the brainwashing techniques being